Johnny was a very famous artist. One day he came to New York. He stayed in a hotel and a lot of people gathered there to meet him, but only 3 of his fans got the chance to meet him: Tom, Rocky, and Bill. But after meeting with his 3 fans, Johnny was found dead in his room around 12:10 p.m. So the police came there for the investigation. The inspector came into the room and saw that Johnny's watch was not working because it was broken, and he thought that it might be broken during the fight. He questioned all 3 fans who met him before the murder. Bill said, "I can never do that. I'm his huge fan." Then he showed the selfie he took with Johnny. Tom and Rocky also showed the selfie that they took with Johnny. The inspector checked all the selfies very carefully and found who the killer is. Can you tell by looking at the selfies who did the murder? The murderer is Rocky. Look at the time when he took the selfie and the time of the murder. Mr. Albert was a very cruel teacher, and he has transferred to another school. One day when he was teaching in the class, someone threw a paper ball on him. He got angry with the students and found the student who did it. So can you tell by looking at the pictures who did it? A person goes to the shop and steals $100. Then he buys the goods worth $70 by giving the shopkeeper that stolen $100 note and gets $30 back. So now you have to tell me, how much does the shopkeeper lose? Take 7 seconds to find the answer. So the correct answer is $100. 3 doctors said that Mike is their brother. But Mike said that he has no brother. So now you have to tell me, how is this possible? You have 7 seconds to find it out. So the answer is, Mike has 3 sisters, and they are all doctors. Has to deliver the salt by crossing the Sahara Desert, which will take 6 days to cross. But he can carry the food for a maximum of 8 days for himself only. So tell me, what is the minimum amount of other men required to help him carry enough food for Edward to return? Take 7 seconds to find it out. Only 2 men will be required to help Edward. As first, Edwards will complete his journey in 6 days, and he will start coming back, and food for 2 days will be left with him. After that, the 4 days of the journey will be left, so 1 man will carry the food for 8 days and will go to help Edward. He will meet Edward after 4 days, so he will be left with the food for 4 days, which will end in 2 days since there will be 2 men. Then, the second person will go and meet them after 2 days. Then the food for 6 days will be left for 1 man, but as now they are 3 people, which means the food will end in 2 days, which is enough for all of them to return. John and Susie are brother and sister. One day they were in the park, and Mark came there. Mark asked John, "How many brothers and sisters do you have?" John replied, "The number of sisters that I have is double the number of brothers I have." It means that if John has 1 brother, then his number of sisters will be 2. Mark got confused and could not find it. Then he asked Susie the same question. Susie replied, "The number of brothers I have is the same as the number of sisters I have." For example, if Susie has one sister, then her number of brothers will be 1 as well. Mark got frustrated since he could not get it. So, now you have to tell how many brothers and sisters are there in the family. Take 7 seconds to find it out. So, there are 4 sisters and 3 brothers in the family.